Because our guy's not here, I'm gonna leave the gas here. I'm gonna need to be a little more specific.
Good afternoon, evening, everybody. We're going to be on about a 5 to 10 minute delay. Just wanted to let you know we're waiting for someone else, one of the applicants, to show up. Good evening, everybody. It is now 6:02. I am calling this the meeting to order of the City Planning and Zoning Commission. All members are in attendance. I'd like to recognize Councilmen Brown and Brown and in the audience tonight. Yep. And if you would all stand, and we would do the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll now take a moment for silent meditation. Thank you. First order is to approve the minutes of July 23rd. Do I have a motion for approval?
A motion to approve.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor? All right. Motion, minutes approved. At this time, I'd just like to publicly acknowledge our city planner, tomorrow is his last day with the city. We appreciate everything he has done. He stepped in when our previous planner retired on us, and he's done a good job. And we wish him all the best of luck in England. It's a great place to live, having lived there for myself, so you will really enjoy it. The beer is warm. So get that. So thanks you for everything you've done, and have a safe trip. Okay. At this time, we are open for public comment. It's not to address any of the new business items, but any open comments for anybody in the audience. Does anybody at this time want to make any comments or address the council or the commission? Nope. With that, okay. we will move on to new business. Item number 1 is CU 2501, conditional use permit. Applicant Matthew Travis Martin seeks a conditional use permit for an accessory apartment, parcel H02051B, that's 0.62 acres. Can you give us a summary of this? Are there any limitations to a conditional use permit? Do I need a motion for us to address both these at the same time?
I would make a motion to it. If we want to talk about both of them at the same time, they will need to be voted on separately.
Okay,
If the conditional use permit does not recommend approval on that, there's the variance item, there's not really anything there.
okay, well,
It's just a recommending body, and we'll still have to take a vote on both of them.
okay, we'll keep them separate then. Okay. What we'll do is we'll have an opportunity for folks to speak in favor of it. We'll limit the initial discussion to 5 minutes, depending on the amount of people that want to speak. Then those that oppose, just a few ground rules. If, as you address the commission, please address your comments to the commission. No personal attacks. And with that, is there anybody here who would like to speak in favor of this conditional use permit? Yes, please. Please state your name, your address, and whether you're a resident of the city.
In the city. So this plan is for my father. He's an 80-year-old widower and is needing more adaptive living space to finish out his years, and we want to provide that for him. This is an existing structure on our property. It was here when we moved in, built in the early 90s. We don't request any change to the structure in expansion, and the finished product will look very much the way it does now, only adapted for residents. So the goal is simply to improve it, which will be a beautification for the area and housing for my father, which I think is something all of us would like to have when we get old. So one thing I would like to read, which I'm sure all of you guys know this verbatim, but just for the record, I'll read it. So in the comprehensive plan for Houston, it says historically, in comparison with the state of Georgia and the U.S., Houston's housing stock has had a higher percentage of detached single-family homes. The city needs to ensure that an adequate supply of housing will be available in order to attract and retain young professionals and retired individuals. That would be my father, for whom ownership is either not feasible or not desirable. Indeed, housing for all types of households should remain an important goal of the city. This will likely mean substantial diversification of the city's housing stock over time to include fee-simple townhouses, additional apartments in specified locations, residential condominiums, group quarters, infill housing, and the last applying to this, accessory units. So in fitting with the city's comprehensive plan, this fits for a retired individual who doesn't want to purchase his own place, shouldn't purchase his own place, and can do so on our property without the addition of a new structure. So thank you for your time and your consideration.
We probably will in a moment, yes. Yeah. Is there anybody else speaking in favor? Anybody speaking in opposition to this? Okay. Questions from the board?
I got just a simple one. What, the building that you're renovating, what is it now? What does it do?
It's in the shape of a trap.
Can you come to the mic? Yeah, thanks.
But it's not technically a barn. There are no animals. It's storage
Okay,
now. Yeah.
thank you.
I've got a question as well, and so I'm going to ask you to forgive me up front because it's the first time I've dealt with this type of issue, so I may try to wander and you will keep me in line. So as I looked through the application, I went to the county records, I noticed that property is in your name, and I'm assuming your wife's name, is who Heidi is, but I did not see her signature on any of the paperwork submitting for this change. And so, not saying anything, but I certainly would think that she would be, I would have loved to seen her signature there just to say, not, I don't know what's going on, and I'm sure it's great, but I just want to be safe, if you can understand. So I would ask you, I think might be considered when you go to city council, if we move forward with that might be something you want to submit in the packet as well. But yeah, that was one of the questions. And so I got a couple questions about the structure itself. And first of all, I hope my kids think the same way you do as I age. So I think it's great and absolutely wonderful. But again, I'm sitting here and representing the city, and so I've got to ask some questions that may be uncomfortable. So as I look at that building, and so it looks like a barn, absolutely.
Yes.
And I noticed in the paperwork that you submitted that you're adding a door and moving the driveway is what I believe I saw.
Correct.
But I didn't see anything to do with the double door. I mean, it's a pretty big garage or double door barn door.
Double door on the front.
Yes.
It's going to go away, but in order to maintain the aesthetic of the structure, it's going to be a false door. So it's going to look like a barn door because all barns have big doors on the front. So it's going to be a fake door, essentially, that's going to be created with, 2-bys and siding. So it's going to look from the street like it's a functional sliding door, but in fact, the only operable door will be off the side.
And so you jump in here, there are requirements for accessory apartments as far as plumbing. You're on a sewer, correct?
That's correct.
So there'll be an assessment of whether or not the current sewer, I'm sorry, your sewer or septic tank?
Sewer.
Sewer, okay. I thought I saw septic. No, okay, never mind. But then the other issue, is that on a slab or is there footings underneath there?
So there are no footings. It's a pole barn structure. So all of the load-bearing members are poles rather than having a wall that is load-bearing. So I've spoken with Hugh on this. I've spoken with the structural engineer on this. And adding footers underneath each pole satisfies the structural necessity of the foundation.
So as far as structural requirements or plumbing requirements, like you mentioned, when the applicant pulls a building permit, if these applications are approved, he would have the same inspections and be subject to the same IRC requirements as any of your homes were when they were built. What he's talking about, kind of a post and beam style construction, that is an approved building method. He will have to add the footings in there. There may be a header over that door, but he'll be able to replace the top plate in there and get that wall where the door currently is structurally sound.
Good evening, Mr. Martin. How are you?
I'm well. Thank you.
Quick question. I'm going to kind of step back 30,000 feet from kind of what Asa said.
Sure.
So have you met with not just you, but the building official here in Houston? Because yes, structurally it's important, but there's a lot of different code that you have to satisfy for it to become a dwelling unit. Have you, one,
Yes.
met with the building official to understand the totality of what that is? And have you met with a contractor to get pricing for what you expect all this to be?
I am the contractor, so
Okay.
my company is the general on this.
Perfect.
So I have not met with the building official yet. That would be him. So yes, I have, actually.
Perfect. So you have clear understanding of what's going to be required?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, a lot of accessory dwelling units and a lot of communities are required, usually they're built at the same time that the main dwelling unit is built. If there are requirements or conditions put on for you to make the exterior of the barn to aesthetically look like your house, which could consider painting it or some architectural standards, would you be opposed or in favor of that?
So the structure is going to be torn down to the poles and most of the framing that's there. Some of that's going to come out for the sake of windows and doors. And then it's going to get resheathed, residing, new roof, and all that stuff. The goal is to make it look very similar to what it does now, even with the detail of thicker siding so that it maintains that old aesthetic of normal wood siding.
Okay.
So the goal is to make it look like it looks now.
Would it be
we
red?
don't desire for it to look like the house,
Okay.
but in keeping with the period and the way it looks right now, white farmhouse, red barn, that's kind of what we're after. If
Okay.
the city has, other ideas, you have to consider that.
Just one point on that. Section 605, which is what regulates accessory apartments, does have a requirement for the architectural finish of the accessory structure, and that it does have to be
Substantially similar.
similar to those of the principal dwelling on all elevations. Exactly how you define substantially similar, I know that the home has a porch on it. I wouldn't require there to be a porch put on it. The similar building materials being used, or potentially even a higher quality building material being used, if it were a structure that was vinyl siding or something like that, you wouldn't want them to do that with a new accessory structure. You'd want them to go with hardy board or something like that, but it will have to look substantially similar to the existing structure or to the principal dwelling.
The only difference really in the end will be color. So the house being white and the barn being, or the apartment being red.
What's the, I know you had it in your application and material, but tell me the square footage again.
545 square feet.
545? So is that what's there now, or is that what it's going to be?
Both.
Okay, so
Unchanged.
the footprint's not changing.
That's correct.
Good enough, thanks.
I would say, one of the things I do appreciate you bringing up is in the comprehensive plan for the
Yes, sir.
city, it specifically, to your point, says Houston will offer a wide range of housing options to serve residents of all ages, backgrounds, and income levels.
Yes,
So I
sir.
think you're trying to achieve that here.
Excellent. Thank you.
And Hugh, is this going to be limited to one occupant, or?
One of the conditions I recommended for the variance approval, because there is a request to vary the minimum area requirements of 6.05, is that the accessory apartment be limited to one occupant.
Okay,
and
so
that's just because of the wording of the area minimums in 605.
So we deal with that in item 2. Okay, thank you.
Any further discussion on item 1? All right, let's move on to item 2, variance 2503. The applicant, Matthew Travis Martin, seeks a variance for the Houston zoning ordinance, section 6-05, accessory apartment, parcel H02051B, 0.62 acres. Variance requested is for a number of limit of setbacks and area minimum requirements.
Like like the chairman just said, this is a variance application for the same property for the accessory apartment we just discussed. The applicant has requested that a couple sections of the accessory apartment regulations, 6.05 of the zoning ordinance, be varied. One, number limit. In the zoning ordinance, it says that an accessory apartment shall not be permitted on the same lot as a home occupation. The applicant has a home occupation for his business on that lot. The setback variance, the requirements are an accessory apartment shall be set back a minimum of 20 feet from any property line. The existing structure is not 20 feet from the property line on the right side if you're looking at the property from New Street. And the applicant has requested a variance for the area minimums. The code requires at least 340 square feet of heated floor area for each adult occupant, and a minimum of 680 square feet for the heated floor area of the structure or of the dwelling unit.
I have a quick question. If we were to recommend approval of the variance, would it open us up in the future when looking at other similar applicants who may have this situation? And would it lend itself to staff and the city council looking at opportunities to add accessory dwelling units to a zoning category by right so that it doesn't become an ad hoc basis?
That is absolutely something that a change to the permitted use table is something that could be looked at in the future. That would not affect the current application because it took place under the zoning ordinance as it's written right now. But if that is something that the city, the council and the planning commission want to pursue in the future, that is something they could pursue.
Anybody?
So I want to make sure I understand. The dwelling, is it just going to be the one floor, or is there going to be a loft-type bed in there?
Technically, there is an attic space. It will not be a usable space. It will be within the heated volume of the structure, just because of the construction method that we're using, but it will not be something that is used. I hope not to find my father climbing that ladder.
No, I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any other thoughts, comments?
I don't know, as for myself, I've heard enough. I think we should make a motion to approve both the use permit and the variances. It's good use. Families need this kind of stuff. I think it's good for the community and good for the property owner. I make a motion, we approve both.
The motion will have to come one at a time.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay. So the item number 1, CU 25-1, is there a motion?
I make a motion for item number 1, CU 25-01.
I'll second.
There's a second?
In favor.
All those in favor? All right. Item number 2, variance 2503. Is there a motion?
I make a motion for V 2503, the variance be approved.
I second.
All those in favor?
Hold on. Yep. This is where we need to talk about limiting the number of people, correct?
This is where you would make a motion to approve with conditions.
Okay.
And the condition would be limiting it to one occupant.
So do we need to amend the motion that's there or come up with a new one?
Yes, we'll need to.
I'm asking.
Yeah.
Why do we need to?
There's a motion on the floor.
Because we need conditions added to it.
Yeah.
Okay, because
Motion to approve with conditions.
So,
So I just want to make sure that we're doing the proper procedure
thank you, Chuck,
or Robert's
you're
rules.
absolutely correct.
Okay.
So I believe what has to happen, either, Tom, you'd have to withdraw your motion,
Okay,
and then either restate it,
okay,
or we could ask Siri, and Siri could help us.
Siri's helping. All right, I withdraw the motion.
Okay. Do you-
There needs to be a vote on that motion.
I was
so
gonna
it was
say, this-
seconded.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was, okay.
Yeah, once it's been seconded, it's gotta go
Okay.
through, and then, so,
Yep, we'll get there.
just, we vote
Yep.
this one down, and then
or
we,
vote
Yeah,
no.
okay,
we come
so-
up with a new motion.
All right, so those in favor of the motion as proposed originally? Those opposed?
Okay.
Okay.
Good.
Is there a new motion on item number 2, V 25-3?
Yeah, go ahead, Hugh.
The motion there would be to approve with conditions. The condition would be one limiting the dwelling unit to one applicant. You'll just need to make the motion to approve with conditions.
And the square footage.
As is.
Well,
is.
I mean, the square footage is,
Is one of the.
that's all part of,
Yeah, all part of this.
that's all part of his application, so we don't need to do that. We're approving his application. So I'm making a motion that we approve item number 2, V-25-03, with the condition that the property is limited to one occupant.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor? There you go.
Thank you, folks.
Thank you.
Family is very grateful.
Thank you.
Okay. You sure you want to hang around, Rick, and take over here and do this?
I would like to make a request, if you don't mind.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
I know, Hugh, you're moving on, but I would like to make a request for staff, maybe for the next time that we do meet. Could you maybe study some of the surrounding cities and communities and how they address accessory dwelling units in their zoning code?
I think the new guy's got that.
Is that you? Okay. I just want to better understand how the communities around us are addressing that, so we can have some sort of a benchmark as we're looking forward in the future.
Yeah. Okay. So with that, for the people online and those in the audience, we are going to move, the next item of business is a training session. And the training session, we will cut the live feed, but if you're in the audience, you're more than welcome to stay, but it is a training session for the board members. So. So,
No offense.
yeah. Yep.
No, you did, you're fine.
You're not leaving, are you, Ben?